Hello YouTube. So recently many stories and confessions have been coming out about previously influential male YouTubers, mainly to do with abuse, sexual abuse, manipulation and sexual misconduct with minors, as well as stealing, cheating. And I originally was going to do a video on idolization, and I had actually filmed some part of that, but it just didn't feel appropriate. No, what I want to say is sorry. Firstly, I'm sorry that when many of these allegations started coming out and stories started coming out predominantly on Tumblr, many from people that I didn't know, many from people who were fans, or not what we would call big YouTubers, I was apprehensive about believing the account straight up. I didn't support the perpetrators, but nor did I outwardly condemn them. I more took a middle ground. And that's just because of the way I am. I'm a person who considers all the facts before I make a judgment. But I realized as I started believing the accounts as bigger YouTubers and women I respected and knew on YouTube came out with their own stories, I started believing all the other allegations and the stories. And I want to say I'm sorry that I didn't believe the victims straight up. I should have believed the victims that were coming forward, no matter whether I knew them, no matter whether they were anonymous or not. No matter, I should have believed them, and for that, I'm sorry. I'm also deeply sorry for all the people who have been affected by this, no matter who did it to you, no matter what relationships you were in when it happened. I'm deeply sorry, and I'm sorry that this wider community of YouTube failed you, and smaller communities such as Harry Potter or Rock or all those other small communities where these things might have happened also failed you. And I'm sorry for that. And people may be asking me, Roman, why are you sorry for that? You didn't actively engage in any of that. None of that was your fault. No, it might not have been directly my fault, and I might not have known anybody involved in this, but I'm still part of that community. And I still feel that I need to take responsibility in some way. Because if I don't take responsibility, at least in some part, how can I help fix this? And that's what this video is mainly about. It's how can we fix our communities now that we see how broken they have been and how broken people have made them. I think the first way is that we take at least part of the responsibility together, and a lot of people and a lot of fans, a lot of admirers and a lot of subscribers, and everybody takes part of the responsibility, apologizes for what's happened and works to help the people who've been affected by it and works to fix the community. Then we'll be able to work towards something better. I'm not saying forget what the perpetrators have done, but I do think that we need to take some responsibility and work together to recreate our community. I'm also sorry for the friends of these people, either of the victims or the perpetrators. Those who knew about it and those who didn't, who must be feeling a massive sense of betrayal, and who also must be feeling guilty about feeling that betrayal because they're not the victims. And it's okay to feel betrayed, and it's okay to feel those feelings. You trusted them as a friend and they betrayed that trust. You can feel those feelings. It's okay. And there's one more thing that I want to say. And I know a lot of you may not agree with me on what I'm about to say next, but I feel it's important to say it. And that's on redemption. And yes, the perpetrators should pay for their crimes. And yes, they should be excluded from our community. But if they really repent for what they've done and atone for it and they want to come back, well, I'm a type of person who would allow redemption, who would allow people to change themselves and to become better. I'm not saying we should forgive them for their actions when they obviously aren't apologetic for it or obviously aren't wanting that forgiveness. But we should forgive for our own emotional sakes, for our own well-being and our own emotional sensibility. And we don't need to do that immediately, we only need to do that when we ourselves feel ready to. And yes, I do believe in redemption. I know a lot of you may not agree with me here, but that's my own personal view. The main thing that this video was about is that we all need to take responsibility to fix and recreate this community into what we want it to be. Once again, I'm sorry to all the victims and to all the people who've experienced this hurt, something that should never have happened to you. And I hope that you'll be able to heal in time and feel better in time. To everyone, I hope that in some way your week is even a little bit awesome or good, and I'll see you next week.